Hello, and welcome back for another video on the GigaCraft Reloaded SMP. Today, we're tackling something very, very important. See, part of progress is being able to automatically have what you need when you need it. So, I have a plan for this space right over here behind me. We're going to set up a few different crafting stations, which will involve the mechanical crafter, the Minecraft redstone crafter, a few different machines that will do things like automate our casings, along with other things. So I went around with our trusty clipboard, and let's see what we put on it. So we got mechanical crafters, the redstone crafter from Minecraft, several mixers, water heated, possibly one with lava, a casing machine, press machine, connecting storages, which I'll show you what I mean by that. Automation is one of the big things about this, so we're going to look at the factory gauges once we get all the machines up above prepped and in place. And then we're also going to look at expanding some of our workshop items. So like our bulk fans, right now we have to switch it out every time we want to do smelting, washing, haunting. So we might set up a small area in the cave area for all of that to happen. And then also additional stress units. Because we all know at some point we're going to need to have those engines running all the time. And not just these, because I know we're not going to get a lot of stress out of just the two of them. We're probably going to use a couple more that will still run off of the seed oil. And then we'll look at getting into the other fun task of generating electricity, which is why we need automation. Plus, having everything we need at our fingertips without having to think about crafting it definitely is nice. So, the other thing too is connecting storages. So right here we have our tree farm, which also produces tree bark, which can be made into paper or compost. I want to get all of these storages, including setting this up so we can automatically send stuff through the grindstone setup, so that it comes all the way back to here. I got most of what we're going to need all crafted up. I also adjusted a few things in the space behind us to just make this go a little quicker. Let's take a look at what we have. So in here, we have our mechanical crafters, the Minecraft crafter, we have the rolling mill, mixers, mechanical press, and our deployer for the casing machine, along with our mechanical grindstone. We also have several other nifty items, such as the package filter, which will allow us to filter our packages to each machine, making it a little simpler. And then we also have our clipboard, which on this clipboard, it has all our package address labels, including our main address label for the automation area. So when you do your labels, if you put an asterisk at the end of it, it will look for whatever's in front of it and not worry about what comes after it. So for example, anything that says WV_automation will go into the automation side of the workshop. But if you look here, I have one that says depot pickup. That's just going to keep going right through to the pickup barrel. Let's go ahead and put that right back in there so we don't lose it. And I guess while I carry these over to the work site, I'll see you guys over there in a second. I'm gonna get this all assembled. Hopefully, if everything goes right, you'll see a pretty cool time lapse on the replay mod. Otherwise, you'll see me as I work through it all in different little clips. So, I guess I'll see you in a little bit. Boy, this is a heavy box. Yep, see you shortly. Editor, you can cut to the replay mod now. Come on, go ahead and cut. Oh, you want me to show? Okay. Now, let me put this down a second. So we did also one other thing. We added some more engines, along with a valve to control the flow of the seed oil. And from my testing, I can run this 24/7 with no worries. But I'm not going to turn it on till after I get everything built. So, editor, aka me, let's try to roll that replay footage. Okay. Well, that had a few extra steps than I was planning, but I think we have it all set. Let me walk you through what we did. And I do apologize, but during this, I started losing my voice. So our mechanical crafters, we have 3 set in a row, and all 3 of these are labeled the same. So if one fills up, the next package will go to the next one, and so on. And then they'll push their finished product out onto the belt. Then we have our slab machine and our brick machine. We may add one more in on one of these sides to be a plank making machine for us. Although I think you get more for planks out of mechanical saws. We'll have to wait and see. And then we got our mixer, which I forgot to hook the power up to. So we'll take care of that in a second. And right behind it, we also put our press. So it's all running off the same area. Then we got our grindstones and our rolling mill. So pretty much this gives us the basics of what we need to craft items as we go, to make casings on demand, to do shapeless crafting and andesite alloy, and also press our sheets, along with polishing that rose quartz automatically for us now. Now I suppose there's only one other step that we need to do to really be automated here, and that's to make it so we can use factory gauges. But that's going to be either later in this episode, or it might be another episode. We got a few other things to do before we get to that stage. Let's get this hooked up to power. So if I take a vertical gearbox, I can go right up to it. And there we go, that is all set. And it will empty its inventory right out onto the center belt here, which will go right down to this lovely orange dot. Just kidding. Actually, let's make sure that dot disappeared. Yep. So that takes care of this side of things. Now we just need to do one other thing. And I've really got to learn to not click when I have one of these in my hand. So what we need is our funnels and one of these. And then we also have to hook this up to power too to finish the loop. And the main reason for that loop is in case something doesn't get picked up on the first time around, it'll just keep circling till it gets picked up or till I pick it up. But right here we need to split our order. And we'll do that with these brass tunnels. Now these brass tunnels are cool because if you don't put a filter, you can actually set it to round robin, randomize, so many different options. But for what we're doing, we are filtering. And we're filtering this belt line here to be just any package that has WV_automation. So that will take any of those and bring it around. And that should get us going. So I think we're going to send a few test packages through and see what happens. So as you can see here, this vault on this side is completely empty. So if everything goes right, we should be able to send to any of these items. So we're just going to stick this right there for now. Perfect. Let's go ahead and make some andesite casing. So we'll go in here first. And we're going to find the recipe for it. Now with the way this one is set up, you can't just click to add it because of the way it's supposed to be done. Oh, actually you can. Let's favorite that. Oh, I see. Stripped wood versus stripped logs. So we're going to go ahead and fill the recipe. And it's a 1-to-1. And with the machine we have set up, we can send as many as we want to this machine. Because it's not a normal crafting recipe. It's a application. So we're going to go ahead and make 15 of them. And we're going to send it to the casing machine. Now while that's at the casing machine, let's go ahead and press some copper to make some copper sheets that we're going to need later on. And we'll just go into FreeCam real quick. Whoop. And as you can see, it is working. It is sending everything like it's supposed to. And here comes our next order. Should go right about here, yep. And perfect. Doesn't get any better than that. And if we go over to this vault here, we can see that it has our items in it. And since we know we had no andesite casing before, if we come over here and look now, we have it here. So that is a huge thanks to, if I can get up here to show you guys again, the inventory bridge. It allows us to connect both of these vaults together and order from them. Now traditionally, you could still do it without that, but you'd have to have 2 packagers with 2 stock links. And then if you're sending off to be, I guess you could say manufactured, you would have to have a repackager possibly, depending on which vault it's pulling from. So this just takes that repackager part out of the equation. But yeah. So that's that part of it. And if I'm correct, I think that's all we have time for today. So the next episode, Well, video, not episode. Episodes means we go in order on everything we do. We don't do that, do we? That's what I thought. Yeah, but next time, we're going to go ahead and set up some factory gauges for some of the most needed items, such as andesite alloy, casings, probably the chain conveyors, and I forgot to power something else. And by chain conveyors, I meant chain drives. But yeah, till next time, thank you for joining me on the GigaCraft Reloaded SMP. Keep crafting. And I'll see you back here in the next video.